Hello, my darlings. Good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, ATL By Night. Chapter 5, To Rest Upon a Mountain. Let's welcome back our kindred.
My name is Leona Rohr, and I'll be playing Thomasina Elena Cuesta.
Zachary Vaudo, playing Anton Krovopolskov.
I'm Renee Cooper. I'm playing Hexadecimal.
Brittany Trambauer-Smith, playing Melisende.
My name is Tyler Sutherland, playing Aaron Ulrich.
And I'm your storyteller, Ellie Collins. For our first bit of housekeeping, our special vignette airs this Thursday. It is titled Fall from Grace and features the amazing talent of Goblin Katie from D4 as Olivia Grace, renowned cosplayer Thranduart as Elijah Grace, and Mark Meir, best known for his role on Mass Effect as Commander Shepard, as Gustav. That will be airing Thursday at 7 p.m., so be sure to check it out. We will be covering how Elijah exactly became a Thin Blood. It's going to be a lot of fun. And as always, a huge thank you to the Neighborhood Studio for letting us be here. We're always so happy to be partnered with them. Now, let's sit back and relax, and let's tell a vampire story. When last we saw our kindred, they had a lovely evening with Alima, the Toreador candidate. She has quite a lot of plans for how she wishes to govern Atlanta, though not everyone was charmed by her. The evening culminated in a bonfire of country club decorations, with Aaron trying out shapeshifting for the first time for real. It's been about a week since then. Thomasina has recovered from her vision, her mind a little less swimming and exhausted. The rest have gone about their business, trying to make the place more of a haven and trying to settle themselves into their newfound powers. Tonight, Melisende, you've woken up to find some gut-wrenching news. The passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. This hits home not just because of how much she meant to the world, but how much she meant to you personally, what she represented to you. The loss of a touchstone is the loss of a conviction that comes with it. In your devastation to hold tight to that piece of humanity, you will need to find someone else to put your belief in, and you will need to find them soon. The rest of you have all woken up. Please give me a rouse check.
Have we gotten blood since the last week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we picked it up on the way back.
And I'll gladly
So
fail
it's
another
nothing
rouse
to
check.
fail, right?
Right.
Okay. I am hungry,
Okay.
which is perfect. It's great.
I am also hungry.
Okay.
We good.
Good.
Okay, so Anton and Hex are fine. Everyone else is hungry. You all are free to do as you will now that you've woken up.
I'm going to go straight to Mel's room,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to want to talk a little bit more about Alima. Since I've been out, so I'm just going to knock on the door really quick.
And when she walks in, she's going to see papers everywhere, all over the desk, all over the floor. And Mel will be sitting on the floor against the desk, just very clearly distraught.
And I'm gonna go ahead and start picking up those papers and just kind of looking and see if they have like any similarities and see if like I can kind of keep them in neater piles at least.
And the piles, it's just info that we've already retrieved from the various different candidates, and obviously the regular constitution, the Renashri Camarilla, our contract with the Garu, just basic stuff, but literally anything that was on my desk, it's all over right now.
Okay. All right. I don't know exactly what it is that you're going through right now. We can talk about that a little later. I know that we've filled each other in a little bit about what's been going on while I wasn't. We filled each other in. I feel like we need to meet a couple people downstairs. Our people. Sorry, still scattered. Are you going to come downstairs, or am I going to have to pick you up and bring you downstairs on my back?
I don't know. That depends on who it is that we're supposed to be seeing.
Just the rest of everyone else in the house. I want to get a few things cleared away, because I'm not exactly sure that this is the person that we need to be backing.
Who isn't the person we need to be
Alima.
backing?
And for that matter, Georgina.
Whatever. And I'm going to stand up and brush myself off and follow her.
Okay.
And I'm going to just lead her downstairs. I'm going to bring some of the papers with me.
Okay.
I left everything. I don't care about any of it right now.
Aaron, what are you doing?
Topping off myself from a blood bag.
Okay.
Finding Anton real quick. And just trying to get a little bit more info on what a court warlock is or does.
I'm over in the library. I'm taking another pass through, seeing if there's anything of note or interest. After my first pass, I picked up what was interesting that I found and brought it downstairs, and making sure I didn't miss anything. It's a pretty big library.
Okay.
Do you need help moving stuff?
Only if I find anything of interest. Until then, empty-handed, as it were.
Great. I like it. It's low tech.
Yeah, everything I had is still back there, but the Rossolinis had a extensive library, much for literature, much for show. I found some things of some interest to me, repeats of books that I had at Athenium that I have moved away, so I'm hoping I can find more here. Maybe begin a new collection.
Okay. Nice. I wanted to find out from you more about the offer of court warlock. I have no idea what that does.
It's nothing worthwhile. It's a position typically offered to Tremere. Not something I had much interest in, to be honest. There's lots of fancy titles. Some positions are optional, such as this one. Mainly, court warlock is one who does the rituals to help protect the kindred, particularly the court. They do much of the occult research. Not every place has them, as I said.
Gotcha.
There are more standard positions, and then there's ones like this. But titles and all of that shit don't really interest me. So, pass.
Gotcha. It's interesting just having not a dedicated spot for you, but for your clan on the Camarilla.
Again, it depends. It depends. Not everybody needs it. Not everybody wants it. And sometimes the ones that need it make do without it. It's not required. I would say that there's maybe only like 6 positions that are required for a court to run. Everything else is up in the air at that point.
Sweet. Okay. That was it. Short and simple.
Yeah, it's a nice offer, but I'm not interested in highfalutin offers of titles just to get me on somebody's side.
So since you're not all the way up there above us, do you mind helping me move the bodies with your hands later?
I was actually going to ask you the same thing. I've spent the past week knocking them off of their their platform's nicer than before, but I would not like. I would like to put maybe something more my taste on the pathway to where I'm living.
Yep, we can knock that out later. That's
Yes.
fine.
We can maybe get the others help us transport them somewhere, anywhere. We can try the cemetery on the property, or literally anywhere that is not down there near me.
Sounds great.
Do I need to make a roll to see if there's any other books, or is it just I found what is there?
You've found what you needed.
Okay, so
And Hex, what are you up to?
I was laying on the couch, and I had probably been texting back and forth with Dot earlier, just sending her a message about wanting to have her, like, hey Dot, I think at some point you are going to want to talk to Mel about the Prince thing. Talk to talk to whoever we were just with. Alima. And didn't get a good vibe from her. So basically, like, having sent a message like that to her.
And Dot's responded favorably to all of it and has said she will find a time to meet with Mel.
Okay. I'm just going to remind her that given recent circumstances and how amazingly superior Dot is, now may not be a good time to talk to Mel just because of the passing of certain things. She's been acting pretty down.
You get back a thumbs up.
Cool. Then I'm just going to start playing Among Us again with Mouse, because I found out she has the ability to play it. So me and Mouse have been playing with some other people, and we are doing a terrible job of staying online with people. We will jump in and out of rooms all day. So we're just kind of trolling people online.
All right, you and Mouse trolling in Among Us. Wonderful. All right, and so Mel and Thomasina have come downstairs. The guys are down there.
Downstairs to the basement? Is that where we're
no,
The library?
I'm in the library that has the pathway down there, and with Erin, and she's in the living room proper.
Living room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will have followed her wherever she took me and then sat into a chair, which is the furthest away from everybody, and just sat there with my arms crossed.
And I'm just gonna say, all right, where's Hex? Hex!
The other.
Gonna pretend I don't hear you until you call me again.
Hex!
Yeah.
Meet us in the dining room. Get your stuff. If you have any of the books, just bring them with me. Let's go to the dining room.
Okay. I'll grab whatever I did manage to find just over.
I'm just gonna leave the game that I'm in, even though we were probably doing a pretty good job. I don't care. Send Mouse a quick message and say I'm gonna be BRB
All right.
and meet them in the dining room.
I'm just gonna pull out a chair and then just kind of scatter some of the papers that I've got from Mel, and then some of my own papers that have been largely just drawing webs of the words moons, hands, vines, 8, snakes, forest, just to a lot of different other possible ideas. I'm not necessarily saying that Alima is someone that we don't need to be putting our focus on. However, I have a lot of questions that I haven't necessarily come to all of you with regards to what happened. Do you have any questions before I launch into this?
I'm just going to pick up my phone and look at it.
Do you have anything more than what we've gone over?
There's the obvious. There was a moon, and there was a forest, and I counted, I think, 16 hands, so there's 8 people. I hope 8 people. It looked like sets of hands.
Okay.
And I fell into vines, and then the vines kind of turned into snakes, and then a snake bit me. There's the obvious.
There is.
All right, look, I have some background in the arts, but it's not what you'd call pure perfection. But the obvious to me is any concern that we might have with the Garu. It was a full moon. It looked like maybe there was a sense of security that they were drawing us into and that maybe we would be betrayed. So that is a possibility. However, I had completely forgotten, and I have limited experience with this. So bear with me. The moon has another significance that I'd completely forgotten, and that is the Malkavians, being the clan of the moon. I don't necessarily think that there's too much else within here that might signify anything particular to them, but how many candidates for prince are there again?
8.
Yes.
To represent the 8 clans.
So I counted 8 sets of hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to wonder, the strongest of them right now seems to be, I guess, up for debate. But I have concerns about Georgina at this particular point, and I'm willing to grasp at straws until we find an answer, because I really would like to get this over with.
Before we jump into that, out of curiosity, something I've not become clear on, were they hands helping you, pushing you, attacking
They
you?
caught me.
The hands caught you and then...
I was falling, and then they turned into vines.
Okay.
And then the vines turned into snakes, and then one of them bit my face.
So the eight hands, possibly the 8 candidates, the 8 clans that are represented, caught you. And then we have the rest.
Seemed pretty clear to me. This whole Renashri Camarilla thing. False sense of security, luring us in like something good's actually going to come of it, and clearly it's not. Kind of seems like it was what's saying to me.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends entirely on the imagery of the vision. It could be that straightforward. Every individual piece could have its own representation. Consider Catherine's recurring vision with all of its minutiae. But I do agree between the two of you that the 8 clans that make up this Renashri Camarilla factor in significantly. As to what end, I cannot say. None of us can say. Not even you can say, unfortunately.
I'm curious, what are your concerns with Georgina?
She's Malkavian. It's only to say that she's... If there's any significance to the moon other than the Garu, that is the next place that my mind goes, at least at this particular point.
And she's shown herself to be incredibly powerful.
She has, and Tilly has shown herself to be incredibly forgiving. I think. But given everything in our past, I am nervous. And maybe it's because I'm grasping at straws, but...
I mean, your vision did occur right
after.
around, that same time, so it's not too far off.
It's worth consideration, but then it begs the question of the significance of the moon being where it is, the moon being separate from the 8 hands. Is this moon, if it is Malkavian, is it representative of Georgina, and thus the 8 hands are not the candidates but the clans? Or is it a different Malkavian entirely? Or is it the Garu?
Exactly.
Or is it just a fucking moon because we only come out at night? There's a variety of things here.
I mean, there were vines, green, that's, no offense, very Garu thing. Or not Garu, but,
Gangrel. See, I had a different thought with the vines. Vines are all over the place at the Toreador school.
Mhm.
Rose. What are your thoughts on Alima?
They didn't necessarily seem more like rose vines or climbers of any kind. They seemed...
Jungle-ish?
Just vines for vine's sake, not necessarily bearing of anything else.
Gotcha.
And ultimately, they were not vines, they were snakes.
Which...
Are there any clans that have
yes.
snake imagery?
Yes.
There is one.
Ministry. The children of Set. They are not as common around here that I'm aware of.
I've been here some time.
However, there was a certain amount of time that I did spend in Egypt, and I'm not going to call myself an expert on that clan, not by any means. But I am going to say that if they're involved, their modus operandi is chaos and creating as much disruption as they possibly can. And I don't know about you, but I feel like we do that just fine on our own.
Yeah, you do.
So, I don't know if that's them. I really hope it's not them.
The problem with a premonition is that you will not really truly know what it means until it has already happened, and even then you're still kind of taking a swing at it. But I would say, let us not let this drive our actions, because if we are pushing on the wrong path, then we are running in one direction very far and very fast, and we may never figure out if that is the proper direction. However, these connections that you have drawn that connect to your life and your involvement are worth noting and paying extra special attention to should they crop up. Pay attention to how the candidates or the clans, perhaps the Primogen themselves, interact with you. And should the followers of Set appear back in Atlanta again, I would tread softly, if you have experience with them. Because until then,
we have no reason to believe that they're here. That's more of a wild guess than what we have.
as far as we're aware.
But is there anything that we know that you have heard at all from Tilly or from Georgina since then?
No. The closest thing I personally have heard involving Tilly was the art getting delivered
Oh yeah.
the next day, but I have not spoken with them. I do not know if you have spoken with them as part of your branching out.
Not recently.
I did go to Ponce that one time, but we talked no politics because it would have been very boring.
Mm.
She really likes My Hero Academia, though. If that helps at all? No, I didn't think so.
I'll take it for now.
All right.
Storyteller, have I spoken to Tabitha yet since I got it?
Since you woke up, she's given you a general check-in.
Okay.
You will see that previously there were a lot of texts from her trying to get in touch with you that went unanswered. And then a follow-up text of, I've been updated, you're not feeling well, take care, and tell me as soon as you're well.
Okay.
But while we're on the subject, it would not. We will not be remiss in going over the bit that we do know about the candidates, because I've been thinking about it, and as far as I can tell, with the exception of Alima and with you, we know fuck all about what everybody has plans for being prince or whatever they want to be. We have the candidates. We have little bits that we know. We have bits that we can infer, but collectively, not a lot of vocal campaigning has happened, or if it has, it has been steered away from us.
There's not much that reaches us here anyway.
I mean, so we know what the Lima wants. Laid out on the table. Very, very straightforward. We know what you have said that you want, which is that you want to connect with the other clans and make sure that you are getting everybody's voice in there.
Well, I don't know. I think it's more important that we spend a bit more time talking about how we can keep ourselves safe from whatever this premonition is that you had, and how we can take down the Second Inquisition. I think that's a little more important at this juncture.
That's a very different tack. Not that I don't agree. It's, I think, one that, especially right now, resonates a little bit more than including everyone. And Alima, oh bless, her idea for being as open as she would like and as diplomatic as she would like, that just invites more enemies, and we already have plenty, and I feel like that deals with that right off the bat.
Good. Glad we're in agreement.
Yeah. You alright? You know what? We'll get to that later. For you, have you spoken to Alpha anytime recently?
Not really. I got his leave to support whoever I want. And that's been about it recently. I haven't been able to text him for fear of sending some weird emoji.
Storyteller, have I talked to them about what I found out from Mark the last time, from our last session?
That would be up to you.
Okay, then I'll say no.
Yeah.
Speaking of Second Inquisition, Mark has done a little bit of reconnaissance. He knows a guy. He got in.
Good.
To the compound.
Yeah. Apparently it's pretty messed up. Who would have thought?
Good.
And they're moving. But where to, don't know yet.
Not good.
Haven't heard that. So, right, Storyteller, I have not heard that yet. Okay.
Mark, the other guy, did not let him follow him.
I see.
He just let him help load the truck.
Gotcha. Yeah, so at the very least, he's seen the place, how we left it. He didn't really have a whole lot more information, unfortunately, for us. But at least now we know he has contact with somebody on the inside. So.
Wow, that's valuable.
Wonder if any of the trucks had any low jacket them. Nah, we're beyond that now. We'll circle back to Second Inquisition because this applies to multiple candidates. Aaron, on the subject of Alpha.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of in terms of how he would be Prince is how he has managed you and yours. Is all I have to go on. How, based on that, how do you feel he would approach Prince? Since it's the same I am strongest, thus I am in charge mentality, or?
It's been his drive to be Prince probably since a few years after I joined the clan.
So maybe you have a decent idea of his direction with it?
No. It's just been his driving goal. I can infer that he is interested in strengthening the city, strengthening some of the outreach clans like Bruja and Gangrel. Driving out the SI, I think, would be a prime directive. But to what degree, as far as reaching out to other cities like Alima wants to do, I can't imagine that happening.
He's already behaving as the sheriff.
And
I have no reason to believe that he wouldn't continue being a great sheriff if he weren't to get Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And to that extent, if he's able to be on the court at all, then
I don't
perhaps he would be a decent Prince.
I don't disagree. Is the way he acted as sheriff the way he acted as a stand-in primogen or a nanny for the gangrel? Same methodology.
Storyteller, can you
Yes.
fill in some gaps for me?
Yes, absolutely. He has pretty much been same as sheriff as he was taking care of the gangrel. He is very business when it comes to this. No partying, no shenaniganry. He and Dot have very similar platforms in making sure that the lower people are taken care of, the lesser known clans, and he believes in, or he believes against the typical Camarilla that the prince stays in the tower while everyone else does the work for him. He believes on being on the street and on the level, no different from the rest of the kindred.
I think Alpha would be probably the best for helping in cutting out some of the red tape and bureaucracy. Some of that helps hold the Camarilla up, so he might get some pushback in that regard, but he helps with making sure that everyone gets looked after and he's not looking down at them with binoculars to make sure it happens.
And we know what he's willing to do given how brutal he was in the towers.
which gives me my own cause of concern, but that is what it is.
To settle that, and I think we have a little context in that there was some of the holdovers from our prior prince. It does not help that it essentially sets the votes equal of Gangrel and Venture now, but all of those Venture votes could have easily been going to Alejandro now. It's
That is true.
nasty politics, but it's easy enough to set the field straight and then work with who you know.
There is that, and the not looking down on people is good. It seems like something that he has in common with you and possibly Dot, whose platform also I do not quite know, short of strengthening the Nosferatu, and I imagine rebuilding the network in a greater capacity.
And world domination. For all
And world
those.
domination, that's always been on her docket.
I imagine that's also part of her attack towards the SI. Any greater influence that she could possibly have in terms of securing our information. I don't know to what extent she would go. I haven't seen something quite so... I'm missing a word. Something so absolute, so dictatorial in terms of... I don't know, the subway system?
I think the word you're thinking is techie.
Okay, yeah.
That's
do
probably
that.
what you guys are thinking.
Okay.
Storyteller, I'm going to check my phone to see if Dot's responded to a time or place to meet up anytime with... I specifically said with Mel, but with the group about discussion.
Nothing yet, but you do have a message that says, I've sent Cirrus on an errand. I will have a better answer once he's completed that task.
Okay, and I'm terrified with that because Cirrus is really creepy to me. But yeah, I mean, I could go on all day about how much I love Dot and what I think she could offer, but I think it's going to be best if she speaks with all you guys about it.
I agree, assuming that she does. She has her way of secrecy, but that is to be expected.
Maybe she'll just text you the answer.
Maybe, who knows? I'm not above this notion. Circling back, as I said now, we have the potential of Alpha, Alina, you, Dot, and Georgina, all with very vocally strong takes on handling Second Inquisition, possibly ranging from surveillance and manipulation to, as Alima made it sound, all-out war. I have concerns on the all-out war side of things because I don't think it is any secret that is almost exactly how we wound up with Second Inquisition in Atlanta in the first place, with Kindred being rather noisy. But we also have a candidate who would like to go in the opposite direction of that and integrate the Kindred and the Second Inquisition. We do not truly know his platform, but I feel that he basically made his pitch to us in the facility. And I imagine that would be similar to his stance for this position.
Yeah.
Which really leaves... I don't have much else on Georgina except how she feels about Second Inquisition, and she is willing to do whatever to protect the Kindred. Clarice and Elijah are the only real outliers, and with no offense towards their clan, Clarice seems less forward than the others in terms of campaigning and representation of herself.
Yep.
I don't know what that means in terms of her platform or if there even is one, but it makes it hard to read. And Elijah, we know Elijah, but again, we can infer the lower clan thing, but many people thought that he was a Toreador until the election announcement, so I have no idea. But that leaves us with a lot of uncertainty of how people want to approach this, and It leaves a lot of wiggle room in terms of who we can count on to fulfill positions, be it prince or otherwise, and fulfill them in ways that are not dangerous.
Mel, who could you see yourself working with?
Alpha, Dot, Alima. Elijah, but I think he's a little bit too wet behind the ears. Really, that to me is the main list. I mean, I think all of us will end up with some sort of a position on the court, but I mean, the majority of us. But obviously, I think that Alejandro needs to be exterminated. But that's neither here nor there.
So we've got a cohort. We start rallying behind the people you could work with, but just make sure you're the loudest voice of that section.
Yeah.
In particular, that.
What would happen, hypothetically, if everyone got a court position, including Alejandro?
Then well, it would depend on what his position is.
The security and well-being of the Camarilla would be in grave danger.
He might be in grave danger even if he did not have a court position. His mere existence in the city is already...
Like I said, extermination, that's the only option.
But if he did get a court position, then I imagine that de la Sombra would have an increased presence in the city again, as they have technically aligned with the Camarilla in other places. And it would make it much harder for him to be held accountable for things that are not flagrant.
Yes, that would be much more difficult. Him not getting a position on the court means that those of us who do can exact whatever revenge or punishment he deserves.
I think it's important to know then if that's a possibility with any of the other candidates, because it seems like if the ones that we are currently thinking we could back now all have it out, so Alejandro would not proceed and have any sort of say, but just using the transitive property or the opposite of that, if somebody does not have as much a problem with him gets elected.
The only ones that I know that have an explicit problem with him are Mel, Elijah, and Alima. Unfortunately, I do not even know if Dot is willing to go as far. I would like to hope so, but those are the three that have expressed themselves. So I don't know.
I would be surprised if Alpha were.
After
Accepting.
what the La Sombra did with Denise?
Yeah.
Or you.
All of the Primogen, myself, and no. Alejandro should lose, and he should lose so bad that he doesn't feel like he belongs in the city. I think that's the only way that he, if I was Alpha, would go about it.
Not to mention everything that he did to try and secure the compound against La Sombra in the first place.
And then what?
Before we knew.
Why are we talking as though he's going to be kept allowed to function?
Because of all of the people here, you are the only one that may wind up with a position on the court. And that makes one of you among 8 deciding this, as opposed to 5 of us among 8. So our hope is to convince the others to be on the same page. Which,
Shouldn't be that hard,
it shouldn't be.
but
Dot would be the holdout I would be concerned about. Because her and Proctor have a relationship. They've dealt with similar things. And given Proctor's current state of being, there's something we don't know.
I want to reinforce that I do truly believe that Proctor does not intend for Alejandro to win.
No, I do not believe that in the slightest, but I do believe that there is some latent fear, concern, political motivation that is driving her that is to our detriment. And that does not mean to be that she has herself would like for that to be how it is, but perhaps she does not know the extent to which this person has done what he has done.
No, she knows.
Yeah.
She absolutely knows.
And she's pretty passionate about punching in the face. So
Mm-hmm.
either she's really trying to hide something from you, or it's really.
Then if she's willing to allow that to happen, I can't see how we can just let that happen. Anybody who's willing to bring him into this and to tell him about the Renasherie Camarilla, which is already in and of itself potentially treasonous should anybody else find out about it. Yeah. We are living on a razor's edge, and she has put him in charge of the fucking Switchblade.
She's put him in front of the rest of us. She's put him where we can see him.
She has also put him, on that note, in front of the entire city, as opposed to being in the shadow.
You put a shadow in the light, you can see where it is.
And I can cast
a much bigger shadow.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a talk about physics sometime.
This is true.
You play Kingdom Hearts, you know. Or at least you watch me
I
play
used
it.
to.
Yeah. Don't touch my place.
Your plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My point is, it may behoove you to continue your strategy of connecting with the others to get a better stance of what they want and how things can best be served, because at the moment we are mostly flying blind and on assumption on many of these other candidates, and so long as you are being the loudest of the bunch, as Adam said, you should be fine.
I will very easily say that anybody who would be willing to back Alejandro in any way, shape, or form can fuck right off the edge of a cliff.
No question.
So, as long as we're all in agreement,
Hmm?
yeah, good, cool.
And I think the next thing to do is just make sure that we contact whoever we need to contact with regards to people whose platforms we do not know. Make sure that they aren't in alignment as far as we can do that.
I think we can safely assume that Georgina would agree, as she has been very active against SI.
At least in one instance.
Hmm?
Also, what the hell is downstairs?
Hopefully nothing for particularly long.
Okay. I heard bodies. I heard embalming room. I heard statues. Sorry, I heard statues first, then bodies. There was an order to this.
Yes.
I heard big bloodstained book and pipes and chemicals and.
It appears the Giovanni that occupied the house had a ritualistic system for honoring the women of the family, and that became the decor for the downstairs.
And Mooney narrowly escaped, or at least that's our that's our logical
Oh,
assumption.
she was in for that?
As a woman of the family, yes, but as we can tell, it was not meant to be.
Yeah. We found her name, though, in the book.
Good gravy.
Lots of blood.
Lots of blood.
Yeah.
Bad gravy.
Speaking of
What?
Mooney,
Oh,
no,
Sorry.
no, but that needs to be taken care of shortly.
Yes, please.
I would be curious to know her take and their take on the Second Inquisition situation.
Well, last time we checked, they were willing to trade favors as far as us checking or taking care of. Help me.
It's Pentex.
Pentex. And then them taking care of SI. That was part of the deal.
Daytime, nighttime.
Yeah. But, so I don't necessarily see that she might be a problem, at least with that.
It is part of our contract that we help each other in these matters. So, so long as we do not refuse to help them, they should arguably be helping us.
That is also. We need to have another look at that contract now.
Well, the La Sombra directly attacked them, so I would assume that they would be on board with
Ousting.
eradication.
I would also assume that. Was anyone lost from that last attack? From their numbers?
Not that I'm aware of. We were not made aware of any.
Did anybody, Storyteller, did anybody die in that attack on our season finale, last season finale?
In the
club.
At the Garu Club?
That
At
wasn't
the
such an
Garu Club?
attack.
No,
Yeah.
No.
there were no deaths.
We were not informed if anybody did suffer in that situation, but
Yeah, but regardless, they infiltrated the club. They weren't invited, and they, for all intents and purposes, took it over.
it was a show of force.
Yeah. And for what reason we would ever allow them to have any position of power, I will never understand.
It's that show of force thing that I'm having a bit of an issue with.
Why is that?
It's a show. I'm having a hard time getting beyond the imagery. But as long as their version of upholding their agreement is actually working against the Second Inquisition and not trying to clear the field for themselves, I would like to have another look at exactly what their expectations are.
Mooney is in too much of a precarious situation, being where we are, knowing who she is.
That's a fair point.
She would not, or rather, she, as a leader, perhaps not her followers, would not put herself or her clan in the risk of that information becoming public. Because it would cause chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Which information, sorry?
The contract.
Oh, no, not that it had become public, but that...
No, I mean that she is...
Oh,
Right.
the house.
Yes. We know something about her
Yeah,
that her clan does not.
yeah.
And should they find out,
There goes another challenge to Moody.
Yeah.
not just a challenge, that would be total, complete destruction of any sort of anything they had as a group.
Yeah. It wouldn't even be internal. It would be many kindred who still hold grudges against the Giovanni, not in the city as they are.
So not only would it not behoove her to do anything to cross us specifically, it would behoove her not to do anything to cross the Renasherie Camarilla, as it is that we are in some way or another a representative. Because we know about it, we know about her, we signed the contract. She is bound, to whatever extent she can be, to not act stupid. And I don't think that she would. But it is worth having a discussion, if nothing else, to see her thoughts.
I just want to know what the actual expectations are at this point, and if possible, to know exactly what it is that they're doing, especially after Alejandro showed his face.
Well, we know there's some legal, incorporational sort of things that are being taken care of right now. There's some transfers of incorporations and some paperwork that need to be filled out, and it's a monetary thing for a lot of it. But
Hex, have you made good on that little move towards that bartender friend?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you don't know that. You don't know about that one Garu that was over there serving drinks?
Oh yeah,
Is that the one that you?
I may possibly have had his number, and I may have texted him.
Yeah? How'd that go?
Hi. No response so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd the yours go?
I don't have a number,
Oh yeah, you just.
which is why I was asking about you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. If anything happens there, maybe just send another text to see if they know about a very, very tall woman.
You want me to sound desperate?
No, she wants you to sound desperate on behalf of her.
Oh, okay, I could do that.
Thanks.
Looking out for you.
So actually, since I'm just kind of listening in, I'm going to send a text
Okay.
to Hawthorne.
Okay.
And the first one just said yo, so it was like not even.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he probably ignored it. So now I'm gonna be like, hey, it's me from the club, comma, and then the aquarium, comma, and then the aquarium again. But I don't say my name. I just said me. And I'm gonna send it to Hawthorne's number.
Okay. No response at this time.
But first things first, second things first, we go through the candidates that we don't know much about and do your thing of networking and getting to know how you can best work with them so we have some idea of where the hell we stand on this. The first thing is I would like to get the fucking bodies out of the hallway to my bedroom. But, any order, we can do that. It'd be nice.
I'm pretty sure we can multitask.
That's true. Do we just want to go ahead and send texts to everyone and then wait for answers as we strategize getting the bodies out of the basement?
I am going to text, and I'm going to go back to my office to do that.
Okay, makes sense. And then when you're done, we can bring as many as we can carry, whatever, and then I guess,
Or you guys can do that without me.
Question.
No, it's a lot. of them.
Storyteller, were there reins and other accoutrements for the horses?
Yes, hanging up on the wall.
Have we tried to put them on the horses yet?
No.
We haven't, Aaron? You haven't tried to put anything on the horses yet?
Only
Besides our bodies.
Some bodies?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
To be fair,
Yes, Thomasina would not know that you
to be
have
fair,
attempted
they were
to
in the
ride them.
house. They weren't down there when we tried. Yeah.
So, I know that there's harnesses and things like that. There wasn't, by any means, a cart of any kind back there that you guys saw.
Not that I noticed, but
If we can't put our bodies on them, I don't think they can drag a cart.
You're probably right. I just don't want to make multiple trips.
it's fair. Is the cemetery past the stables, or is it a different direction?
It was referred to you as the back of the property, and this property is 10 acres.
Cool.
Actually, you know what? That's probably that involves experimentation that we don't need.
We have cars.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
We have car. At least one of these cars can handle some grass. I wouldn't try the low rider, but the
This
others.
isn't 1789, where we've got vehicles.
You sure we shouldn't just, like, ghoulize some moving guys to come and do
It
this?
takes time.
It takes time. It's a lot of work, and then we have to feed them, to maintain them, and
You know, time was you could throw a lot of bodies on a cart. You remember that?
Yeah, but with the kind of horsepower that our Chevy gets now, it's a
Yeah,
lot
but
more
the
bodies.
trunk space. The
That's
carts
fair.
were so open.
That's a very good point.
Nostalgic for horse carts. All right, let's try and get the what was it? Yukon, big piece of whatever that
The
is.
Escalade.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well, Mel has to make her texts, do what the fuck ever, and then meet us, and then bodies.
I'll meet you after finding. I'm gonna regret this. Is what I'm gonna do. All right. I'll go with you guys downstairs to see the damage.
Yeah, come from. I'll show you.
I will definitely join you guys soon. I'm gonna go put on some shoes that are actually, moving thingsable, and I'm going to obfuscate
Okay.
and follow Mel.
Yeah, it's fine. We meet you guys after Mel is done. It's fine. Come, I show you the instruction.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna obfuscate in private.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. And I'm already on my way upstairs.
Yeah.
To the
So you get up to your room. What texts are you sending?
Well, first one is to Mark and telling him to come to my office immediately.
Okay.
Second one would be to Dot, and it would be, can we speak soon, question mark?
Text comes back quick from Dot
Okay,
that says, after Cirrus has completed his errand.
okay. I'm just going to send back a very generic, sterile thumbs up.
Okay.
And then, I'm going to text Alpha
Okay.
and ask him if he would be willing to talk soon. Again, sterile, no emojis, no, just a question mark, everything capitalized as it should be.
You get a standard response pretty quickly,
Okay.
and it just says, absolutely, I think we are long overdue.
Okay. And I'm going to send him a calendar invite for Storyteller whenever I
For a date you have available.
for a date that I have available.
Okay.
I'm going to text. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get my thoughts in order here. I've got the list of everybody here.
Do you want
Oh,
to read them off?
Yeah.
No, I got it right here.
All right.
I'm going to text Tabitha.
Okay.
Same thing. Would it be possible for me to meet with Clarice and yourself in the near future.
You get a response back, it's best if you speak with Clarice alone.
Okay.
And then you get another text that has an additional phone number in it that you didn't have before that says, Clarice, this is Mel.
Okay. And I will then shoot her a couple different, like a, what is it called? It's a doodle with a bunch of different options for what do you call them? For dates, so she can pick which date she likes the most.
Okay.
I think I'm going to text Tilly too
Okay.
and ask her if herself and Georgina would be available to speak soon.
The response you get back pretty quickly, lots of smiley emojis, and says, Georgina said you were very sweet to her and her cosplay would love to see you.
Okay. And
Do
then,
you like the art?
Oh, and I'm going to, oh man, this is bad. I'm not in the place for emojis or niceties right now. I will send her back, yes, very much, with no emojis, but I'm going to put a period, and then I'm going to take 30 seconds, and I'm going to go backspace, and I'm going to painfully put in an exclamation mark.
Okay.
And I'm going to send it.
You get a heart emoji back.
Okay. And then I'll send her a doodle as well for calendar dates. Basically, everybody's just getting a bunch of different calendar dates that are also tied to Thomasina's calendar
Okay.
as we are working together. I'm going to send text to Moody.
Okay.
And same thing. Are you available to speak soon?
No response at this time.
Okay. All right. And then, is Mark here yet?
Mark has arrived.
Okay. Hi.
Hey.
Anything new?
He's got his big coffee as always.
Yeah.
Says, nope.
Okay.
Tried asking my friend, said, hey, it was great to catch up with you. Want to grab lunch? I'll pick you up for lunch. He didn't take the bait.
I've got something a little bit more personal I need you to do for me.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I know
He
that
straightens up. It gets a lot more serious.
Yes. I know that you have worked with a number of politicians.
Yes.
Some good and some not so good.
Unfortunately so.
I need some help. I need some inspiration.
Okay.
And specifically, I can't pay as much attention to what's going on right now. I have some names that I think would be good inspiration for script writing. I'm not going to explain to him what this is for, obviously.
So you need like a Pinterest board of good ones.
Yeah, specifically about, kind of like socialists taking care of the little man.
People who don't think the Secret Service is expendable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally that. But real specifically on people who want to take care of other people, even
Yeah.
if they're...
Keeping an eye out for the little people.
Yeah, and I need that
Yeah,
like
those are up your alley.
I need that like as soon as possible.
Okay.
And as much of a dossier as you can get me, as many pieces of information, any website, whatever you can get me. I don't have time to do it myself right now, but I desperately need you to do this for me.
I will Google my ass off.
Great. And then I'm going to hand him a computer on which to
and
work.
He's just gonna kind of look around and go and just sit on a spot in the floor and just get to typing.
Okay. And then I'll go join the rest of the team.
All right, and I think that is a good spot for us to take our break. We will be right back after this very short break. Welcome back. So, Anton, you were wanting to have a conversation.
Oh yeah,
with
just I was
Thomasina.
bringing Thomasina down, showing the statues have all been they've all been sort of like leaned off to the side, not like laid down, but like the base has been. The base has various like impact points from the sledgehammer that I had, or just like freeing them from their stances, because I wasn't about to just like shove them all over and crack them more. And the room is that way of the embalming and the medical records.
The book is still there?
Yes, for now. Belonged to a Dr. Antonio Lareza. He appeared to have been the one doing the practicing. And, book is there. What few supplies are still there. And this is the result.
I'm going to be making my way downstairs.
Okay.
It'll take you a bit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Larissa.
Name is not familiar to you.
No.
I have nothing I can check it against at the moment, but
Was there a date?
there are many dates.
What was the last one?
When was there a date attached to Moody's?
No.
Okay, then it was whenever the one before that, so like sometime pre.
It was about 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
sometime in the 80s. Or no, 90s at this point. When time stops, you lose track of time.
Yeah. Alright. So, okay. How many bodies are there?
15.
Great. Do we just get these all towards the...
We can see how many we can carry and make that the first trip to see if it's worthwhile. We can try to load them all into the back.
Is there a gurney by any means, or a cart
There's
in the room?
There's the bed, but it's only like the one bed.
There is a rolling operating table.
Yeah, last time at the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the one bed. Unless we're going to like stack them.
Done it before.
They are plastinated, so that will not work quite well.
Yes.
Okay.
It's probably best to just see like how many we can carry at a time. How are you doing?
I'm eager for answers that we don't have yet. That's not unusual. I would like more clarity, and I would like more predictability with this. I know that that's not how this works.
No.
Um,
Clarity, possibly. You may get more detail. Faster bounce back.
Yeah.
As I told them when they asked about it, soon will be very akin to a hangover as opposed to out.
Can't wait. You had to field all the questions.
Not that many questions, but yeah. They were curious.
Good, that would be.
Yes.
Um,
I believe I made a reasonable case for why it was the smartest thing to do given our circumstance and the prevalence of others who engage in this.
and they seem to be otherwise distracted anyway, so this is hardly that important.
Hex hasn't stopped giving me shit about it, but yeah, for the most part.
It's a good friend.
Hmm.
You?
Me what?
How are you?
I'm alright. I'm alright. I was worried at first. They said I'm not personally familiar with this experience, so I wasn't. I was going based off of what I had seen from other Tremere who had engaged in this. I was hoping for best, and I was right. But I was concerned, and I was glad that you came back at the rate that we were expecting. It's all, as I said, it's not a science. It's all very up in the air. So it's hard to How to be certain of what happens?
I don't think I was in danger.
No, not in danger. Just things that will just lay you out like that are not to be trifled with, and I was concerned. But you are adapting to it well, and we will see. If it happens more, you will adapt faster.
You live this long, you adapt.
It's the plan, right? Some more than others, but
And I've had a taste of a fair share of the rest of the kindred community, but clearly not this. So, new experiences all around. We need to get these bodies someplace more accessible.
yes, yes, please. Like I said, maybe we put better statues down here if we want to.
You want more
Set them.
statues?
Not with bodies in them, but something a bit more fitting of the mood. Something a bit more.
I mean,
In
these
taste.
fit the mood.
It's not exactly the mood I'm going for. I mean, yes, I know it's a mausoleum down here, but I don't need actual bodies lining the path.
All right.
They can be just statues.
Something more occulty, though. Something more.
I'm flexible.
I know. Let's get. Most of these are. I can't. Have you tried to lift any of these yet?
They're about as heavy as a body would be.
I mean, they're kind of empty, though, right?
The body is not entirely
They're
empty,
full
but
of plastic.
yeah, they're just kind of solid, about as heavy as a standard heavy person,
Gross.
full of plastic.
Gross.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no. I was kind of like lifting a statue.
I'm gonna pull my gloves on just a little tighter. And I'm going to go to the embalming room and get the cart. Do those wheels work, storyteller?
Oh, they are quite rusted
Oh no.
and quite squeaky, but if you force it, it is rickety. You will need to hold the body in order to keep it moving.
Okay. That's at least less strenuous than carrying them throughout. Where is the lifty, the cage thing? You know,
The elevator.
is it really?
Yes.
All right.
No, I would like to get us to the car, and that will take us to the stables, which may cut down on the trip, or it may take us too far away from the car that we need to get there.
Maybe get the cars over to the stables, get the bodies to the stables.
Or
So
just-
where the statues are is directly down from the landing from the library.
Yeah.
So you have not hit the elevator yet.
Yes.
You can go up through the stairs in
yeah.
the
Or
library.
we just wheel them back up towards the library door. and
Aaron,
just
have you joined
out.
them downstairs?
While they're having their conversation, let's say that I've just started moving all of the bodies to one side of the room.
Okay.
It might end up being the wrong side of the room, but I want to get a sense of how hefty these are going to be.
Okay. Make me a let's call this. Let's say strength and athletics
Cool, cool.
to not drop these awkwardly posed.
Have I made it down there yet?
Yes,
or-
you
okay.
have. You've come down to Aaron doing whatever he's about to be
Yeah,
doing.
I'm gonna shield myself from the statues that are covered up with tarp. But
Burn the willpower.
Okay.
Nope, it's the same. 2.
2. It is quite clumsy. You risk dropping it a few times.
Aaron,
but
do you need a hand?
It's not like they're gonna break, die. Yes.
Okay.
How many do we want to actually get out of here in one go? Do we want to try to get them all into a car? Or do we
I
just
mean,
want
this
a
is
few?
your thing. You're the one who wants them out.
I want them out, but
Do
I want,
not.
I want to know how many trips you would all like to make.
None?
Oh, number greater than 0.
Anton, do you have any of your bed sheets down here? Do you have bed sheets?
Downstairs, why?
Oh, okay. Could I'm very sorry. Do you mind missing some?
I mean, am I getting it back or?
If you want it.
We'll get you some new ones.
Yeah.
Just
Just as another thing to put them on top of and drag.
I'll walk over. I'll lift the fake stone now to the ladder and just climb down
okay.
and just retrieve various blankets and sheets.
I am wanting to still be in unseen passage, but
Okay.
I'm downstairs in the same area. Can I try to lift one?
It will take you out of unseen passage. to
Okay.
level one.
Good try though. That was really funny.
No, I'm still okay. Yeah, and invisible, it would have been great.
That would have
Yes.
been great. It would have been
But
really great.
where was it? I just had it. Have prowess, is that only something that can be used in battle, or is that something I could
No, you
use?
can
No.
use that at any time. You can use that to boost your strength to lift some.
Yes, you'd have to just
Okay.
you have to do the rouse check, and then it would add the 2 dots to your strength.
All right. I'm gonna try to do that and see if I can lift one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
do
drop,
do a rouse check first.
which is
1 red die.
Get out of there.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay. And so you get to add 2 dice to a strength and athletics roll
Nice.
to pick up
So
any of the
so
bodies
No,
that you
no,
want to
no.
pick
So
up.
that's 5 total now.
But you're still obfuscated, right?
I haven't tried to pick them up yet,
All of a
so
sudden, one is
until
You got hungrier?
no,
she did not.
I
Okay,
did
No,
not.
okay, well
she
then
passed.
just one of those.
Oh, I
will
see. I
get
see. I see.
swapped.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm gonna do it here. Wow. 3.
3. Wonderful. So you are able to pretty easily pick up one, and as you hoist one up, the slight that comes out of you snaps you out of unseen passage, and you guys see Hex lifting one of them with decent ease.
Okay. So I got one up. Can I try another one?
Yeah.
Do I have to roll again?
No, with that, you struggling a little bit because you're already holding one.
Okay.
It's a mess, but you managed to pick up a second one.
Okay.
So like the way I see these in my head is like in the fairy tale caverns at Rock
Yes.
City, the little miniature ones.
Yeah.
But like real, like life size. Is that
Yeah.
what we're looking at right now?
Yes.
Like they're
I can't do it. Like I can't do it.
They're solid though, or they're not?
Oh,
they're not
they're
solid.
solid.
They're solid. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm
they're
like
not gonna
holding
be
2
bendy.
giant Barbie dolls.
So like
Yeah.
not as life like looking as like a wax doll, but
They're
like
still covered in the plaster to look like
are,
statues.
so they're still covered in rock then.
Well, they're covered in
No,
plaster.
They were Anton had broken them out of the rock
All of
shell.
them.
only
are
2 of them. The other ones I just hit at the feet to like
Yeah, so
unseat
the
them.
others are still in their rock shell.
So that's still gonna be heavy.
If you want to
I can break the.
break the rock shell, you can get the body out and it will be considerably lighter.
I can
Well,
break-
I don't want to look at them. So
Yeah, that's the thing is I can get the hammer, I can break them, but I was thinking maybe it might be better to move statues instead of move actual bodies and that are looking back at us and whatnot.
We don't need to break any Kinder eggs in here.
Yeah,
Beat me
I'll
to
Sure.
it.
come up with like a handful of sheets and blankets and whatnot.
Yeah, just kind of load one onto the bed sheet and just kind of grab the corners of it to drag.
Okay. And you're dragging it to the staircase
Yeah.
to go back up into the library.
Yeah.
Who is at the bottom of the sheet?
Oh, no, like just dragging on the sheet. I guess I do need someone to like kind of
I'll
help them.
take the base.
Okay, thanks.
Otherwise, the statue will slide down the stairs and break.
That's a good point.
no, this is gonna take forever if we're just dragging these bodies up one at a time. There's gotta be a faster way to do
I got
this.
2.
Just 2,
This is true.
3, 4, 5,
Well,
4,
yeah.
5. That's 3 trips of this.
We might not do them all tonight.
We may not do them all tonight. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll take one body and then I'm gonna call it a night.
It's fine. I'm gonna, I guess, just like fireman carry the one that has like its arm out up
Okay.
over me.
I guess I needed prowess too then, because ain't no way I'm gonna.
I'm just gonna crab walk up the stairs
2.
while they.
Oh, hey, guess what? I'm really hungry now.
Yeah.
Great, this is a
So
great day.
you're at a hunger 3 now?
Yeah.
So there is a gnawing feeling in your stomach as the strength surges through you. This is something you need to get done, and you can feel the beast kind of almost laughing in the back of your mind.
Okay, well, my die are terrible, so I'm gonna try to roll anyways, but I'm gonna try to pick up 3.
Okay.
Because I want to get it done. So, what is it? It's strength and.
Strength,
Athletics.
athletics plus your potence,
Which is an extra 2 dice.
or how it's whatever level of potence I think you're at.
Oh yeah, what level of
I'm
potence?
5.
Yeah, so 5 dice.
So you'll have an additional 5 dice.
Oh, there you
So I get 5 potence plus whatever my strength and my athletics are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the benefit of maxing out your stats.
But then all of these need to be red now because I'm hungry
No,
AF.
you'll have 3 that are red.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
3 red.
and then everything else additional.
Let's just see how I botch this one. Oh yeah, I got two. I got two successes.
Do you have any strength athletics?
I have one strength.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay, so you have 6 dice. Okay.
Oh wait, no, I only rolled 5. Can I
You get
re-roll?
one more.
Roll one.
Yeah. I'll let you reroll.
Sorry guys. I'm still learning.
No worries.
4.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, so you're able to
Get
quite
3?
easily pick up 3.
And I am like
Nice.
cussing while I'm doing it and growling and I'm doing this and that's it. I'll see you guys upstairs. And I'm got 3 of them and I'm like up the stairs.
Sure. Yeah, I rolled 2, so I'll just fire and carry the one up over my shoulders. And
Aaron, what are you? You're getting the bottom of the 1.
Yep.
Okay, so that is a total of 2.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bodies.
So 7 bodies.
Halfway there.
And you guys make your way up the stairs. How are you going to get these to the back of the property?
We're going to the Escalade and
Yeah.
putting as many in the trunk as we can.
Okay, if you drop the seats, you would be
Yeah.
able to get them all in and a driver and a passenger.
Yeah.
So only 2 people in the Escalade.
Well, I'm gonna just drop them off and go to the refrigerator immediately.
Okay. And there is enough blood in there to get you back down to 1.
Okay. Just to 100
Yeah.
though.
I can
Yeah.
drive.
I can go as well to make sure they get there. Would you all like to explore property, take other vehicle, hang out the side of the car?
How long is this drive?
It's 10 acres.
10 acres.
Well, it's not terribly long.
Couple minutes.
Yeah.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get on a motorcycle and follow.
In practice.
Aaron, do you want to? Can 2 people sit on this motorcycle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a whole new level though when
Is
you
there
put a
a
passenger
waiver
on.
I need to sign?
Will you break it? Is the waiver.
Only one way to find out.
Not vehicles.
Yeah,
Okay.
You
that's
just
not.
can't drive it.
Sure cannot. Okay.
I'll be fine.
And you're Mel's inside, so.
Oh yeah, I'm inside. I drank and I'm just gonna chill out until they get back.
All right, I'll drive with you guys.
Right.
Right.
Mel, you coming?
I'm already inside.
I'm yelling through into the house. You coming?
Nope.
Okay. We'll take pictures. I'll hop in with you.
All right. It's just kind of off road and then towards the stable and then off into the tree line.
Off into, it's kind of a long greenway with sporadic trees. It's kind of an unkempt grounds.
Relatively navigable, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily navigable. Clearly, at some point, someone used to drive this area with a golf cart.
Right. Which we'll have to find at some point.
Do we have to drive along the trees and into the tree line, or?
So as you get to the back of the property,
Oh, here we go.
you do see a more dense tree line, and there is like some U shapes in the grass that probably where they turned a bit. So this is what would be considered the back of the property.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to park the Escalade, and I'm gonna wait for Aaron and Hex to pull up.
Over there. I mean, we drive way faster than you. I was intentionally
Oh,
going
okay,
slower.
sorry.
White knuckling, yeah.
So I'm gonna
Aaron's
pull up
holding
next
on
to
to
them.
Hex, but like clawing into her
Trying
slightly.
not to like
Feral weapons.
Appreciate
Don't kill him. All right, so I'm gonna pull up next to them, and then just kind of get out, pop up in the trunk, and then just say, "Do we need to? Let's just pick up what we can, and then
What's the distance?
actually, should we try and find the place first?"
Probably. What's the distance from where we are to where we know the cemetery is?
All you know is it's at the back of the property.
I would like to turn on Oblivion Sight and see if I see any ghosts.
Why is that a thing you have?
Boy, am I glad I didn't come along on this trip. And there she goes.
Yep. Well, she has to roll to see if there's ghosts.
She has to roll to see how powerful and mean they are. That's what she's rolling for.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh, that was a lot of dice too, guys.
It's always a lot of dice.
Aaron.
Why did I bring you?
It's great playing with you guys.
Everything's just normal, and you're just like,
Aaron, as you kick on Oblivion Sight, the darkness in the tree line opens up a bit,
Yep.
but there is still some shadow. But through the shadow, you can make out segments of the shadow that is moving,
Hmm.
and there's a lot.
Great.
It almost appears like similar to looking at a tree line at night when the trees are waving and you can see the moonlight coming through, but you're seeing this through oblivion sight into the tree line.
Okay. Can I understand how far it is? Walking distance, I guess.
It looks to be about 5-minute walk away.
I'm gonna keep it up and point us in the right direction.
I mean,
Okay.
this
You
is
alright?
Yeah. No.
No.
No. I'm fine now. I'm not hungry.
He says he's fine with the eyes all blacked out, and
Take your word for it. Kid.
We wanted to find the graveyard. I found it.
Oh, good. Okay.
oh, okay. So then it's back that way.
That way. Yep.
Okay, and it's completely, totally fine.
Occupied.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Occupied.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's graveyard, so there would be bodies in the ground.
I mean,
That is not that look. That was
Arguably.
not that look.
We'll be fine.
we'll be fine. I'm gonna kick on Sense the Unseen just in case.
Nothing that you notice.
Yep.
Okay.
It's passive. I'll leave it up.
Yes.
Yeah. It's passive. I'll leave it up. I'll make whatever rolls I have to make.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Well then, if it is fine, and it is that way, then I suppose that we should go that way with the things to Betty.
Did we bring anything to dig with?
I did not.
Just
I did not, and bluntly speaking, the person that had the most objection to me standing them up as statues in the graveyard is not here, so I'm going to vote that in our lapse of materials, we possibly do that. Maybe see if there is a mausoleum, a vault or something.
That'd be nice.
We go from there.
Yeah, you have not received any information as to what kind of graveyard is at the back of the property.
Yeah, so we just, back there. And,
Would you like to go there first, or are you picking up bodies?
I feel like we need to go there first.
without bodies.
I'm gonna take one just so maybe we could figure out like
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
dimension
You can-
where we want to put them, see if they fit. I'm just gonna grab this one just in
I'll
case.
try and pick up one.
So we don't have to take them if you don't want
It's
to.
really nothing. Like,
Okay.
it really,
It really isn't for her.
Yeah.
We'll do
Yeah, Hex is able to easily pick one up.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
We will do one.
All right.
We'll do one, and then if we need to, we'll do more.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And so as you walk through the tree line,
Mm-hmm.
it feels, for some reason, as if this tree line goes on forever, but you know you haven't been walking that long.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like forever. And you eventually arrive at a large oval shape in the ground, surrounded by stone bricks. And as the oval moves towards the back, the stones stack up into an almost altar shape. There was some semblance of ritual to this, but not much. As if trash were being discarded in a gilded trash can. Where the women of the family were immortalized in perfect visage of Mary, the men seemed to have no statues, no headstones, no grand displays. There's only enclosed grass, maybe 30 feet wide. And the grass itself is lush, enriched, mushrooms growing from the ground. And there's not a single headstone in sight. If this is a graveyard, one would hardly ever know. And there's no telling if this is the spot, but you feel it. And around the circle there are 4 lamp posts facing it, presumably to light it at night. And as you get closer, the light on the closest right-hand side flickers and slowly comes to light, with the others following suit.
This is a bunch of nope.
I feel like that statue is going to be real conspicuous.
I feel as if we either need to acquire shovels, or perhaps these statues will stay outside of the ring. Assuming that we are comfortable leaving them here. There's no technology attached to those lampposts that I can see, right? No, like
Not that you
sensors or
can
anything.
Jesus Christ, I'm so glad I'm not there.
And still nothing from Sense the Unseen in this area.
see. That is correct.
Alright. This is interesting, to say the least.
I'm gonna put my statue down, like on the outside of the circle, just
Mm-hmm.
to unload it.
Hmm.
I mean, if it looks fine to me, why can't we just put them around the circle?
We possibly can. I am concerned about anything too ritualistic. Maybe. I'm going to touch my hand against the lamppost for spirits touch to see who the last person that touched it was.
Okay.
I get hungrier and... I'm going to burn a willpower. Nah, they got 2 successes.
As you touch it, you gain nothing,
Mhm.
but there's a loud surge of electricity followed by the light popping and exploding as you touch it.
Oh,
It's not usually a side effect.
you broke it.
Wasn't me this time.
It's not usually my way of doing things. I promise I have not fed on Aaron. I'll take my hand off of it.
And the trees begin to sway and move as if a heavy wind kicked up, but there is no wind.
Guys, I have read this Lovecraft book and I don't like it.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure what shovels would have been used here or standing these here.
We can either begin to place them here and leave, or we can take this one back and do literally anything else except for put them back in the basement.
Hex,
Yep.
could you bring...
Aaron, please take 1 superficial damage. As suddenly there's a sharp pain that catches you across the cheek.
Did I see it?
As you look around, you do see a stone on the ground, presumably that hit you in the face.
Okay. We should go. We should go.
Are you okay? Are you believing?
We should go now.
Okay.
Now. No.
Um,
Pick the statue.
Thomasina,
Yeah.
please take 2 superficial damage.
Oh, okay.
This time more obvious as you are hit in the shoulder with a very large rock.
Son of a bitch.
What happened?
Grab it and go. Grab it and go.
Yeah.
Just-
The trees are
Leave it.
starting to sway more as you start to hear branches snap.
Can I,
Can I
Cloak
see
the
this
Gathering?
from where I am at the house?
No,
No.
we're so far away from the house at this
Yeah.
point.
can I cloak the gathering?
You can
Try?
certainly try.
Okay, yeah. Help.
You're just going to do a rouse check.
Okay.
You're
Throw
gonna be
everything
doing
at it.
You'll be doing Unseen Passage.
Wait,
It's
okay.
Cloak the Gathering, Unseen Passage. So you're good,
That's fine.
and you don't have to roll anything. 'Cause
Okay.
Sweet.
we're not in eyesight of any living things or people that I'm aware of. If we are, then it doesn't work.
Well, I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
freaked out, so I'm gonna do that. Can I do that and grab the statue?
If you're already holding it, then
Yeah.
I put it down.
okay,
Um,
pick it up and then do
Okay,
it.
I'll pick it
I'll
up.
pick it up. Just
Okay.
let's go.
And then,
one moment.
Yeah.
and then 1, 2, 3, 4 would be
Okay.
One moment.
yeah.
Oh.
Because like I don't know how those work.
And
so
if that doesn't work, you would do Vanish.
those how do those work? Oh wait, what?
It sounds like the wind starts to cut through the trees, but as it gets closer, it gets louder as it sound races past your ear and past it again. The sounds of the wind becoming screams, and the screams get louder and louder as they start to become discernible as intrusa,
Oh no.
intrusa.
I don't speak this language.
In truth,
We're in truth.
we gotta go.
Keeping them from yelling so we don't break Unseen Passage.
The screams get louder, And you begin to hear the screams of a man dying, begging for his life. Anton, please take 2 superficial damage.
Would rapid reflexes have any bearing on that?
Yes.
All right.
You manage to miss as one of the stones from the grave circle comes flying at you.
All right. Just a fast duck. Thank you.
The sound of the man screaming for his life gets louder and closer. The lights around the circle begin to surge and fall and surge and fall.
I'm gonna just take a gamble at something, and I'm gonna harsh whisper, just to not break
Hex,
it.
please take 1 point of superficial damage.
You're fine. You got plenty to
Okay.
take. Yeah, just at a harsh whisper. We want to lay the dead to rest. May we?
Are you trying to persuade?
I'm speaking out towards what I'm assuming are spirits at this point.
Please make me charisma and persuasion, I believe. Yes.
Another willpower. 3 success.
The screams get louder, and Anton, please take another point of superficial damage.
Is that again rapid reflexes or no?
Not this time.
Okay.
Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
where you saw shadows before, you now begin to see fully formed 4 very angry, 1 clinging to a lamppost, a wraith. 2 of them, 1 within the trees, 1 along the rock side. And then there's 1 that you had not noticed before, sitting at the edge of the rocks, looking directly at you, furious. If you could all please tell me what your current willpower is. 4? 5?
It's
4.
3.
4.
3.
I don't like that.
Moment.
I don't like that at all.
All right, 1 moment. Hex, will you please roll me your resolve and intelligence?
So, 1, 2, 5.
Do I need any?
No, you're good for this one.
5.
Yeah.
I have so many dice out right now. 2.
2.
That's my number.
Unfortunately, that's not enough.
Could burn a willpower to re-roll the other 3, but yeah.
Willpower seems like a precious resource.
That's
right
true.
now.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah. No.
And so, Aaron, you watch as the angry wraith crawls towards Hex, crawling up her body and disappearing into her. And Hex, your vision goes dark. And as Hex turns to look at all of you, her eyes are pure ghostly white. And a voice comes out of her that is not her own. It is an older voice that just tells you simply, get out of my house.
Anton, I'm seeing things, and something just crawled into Hex.
Yeah, we got that.
I can't talk to it. I don't know how, but
We all heard that
Yeah.
speech, though.
Yeah.
do something.
We came to pay respects. We will leave. We take our friend. We will leave this place.
Anton, Hex reaches out to you, claws out, and goes for your face.
Good. And I'm gonna do my fleetness dodge.
Okay. This will break you completely out of unseen passage.
That's fine. She's slashing at me, so. 4 successes.
Okay. You do manage to dodge it.
Yep.
Seeing that, I'm gonna move between Hex and everybody else.
Okay. And Hex looks to you, the voice coming out, echoing and deep and shrill at the same time, layered with pain and age, and just screams, "Get out of my house!" And at this closeness, you can still see a bit of the face of the wraith that was once there.
Yeah.
And it looks familiar. Antonio. Mooney's husband.
Okay. Let us leave, and we'll leave.
Hex's hands reach out and wrap around your throat.
I'm going to go over and try and break the grip.
Okay. As you try to break the grip, a tree branch snaps, coming down and cutting across your face. Please take 1 point of superficial damage. And Aaron, she is choking you.
But we don't breathe. What is?
I try to break out. Can
Okay,
I
that's going to be...
burst through it? Yeah.
That will be... just do a pure strength check.
Gotcha.
Y'all wouldn't have
She's still
wanted me
trying
there.
to snap
anyways.
his neck.
I would have been no good for this.
Oh, that's 3 successes.
You manage to get the hands off of you.
Sure. I push Hex back. I know it's still Hex in there, so not against like any boulders or anything, but just to get distance. I want to look around to make sure the other wraiths are where I last saw them. No one's getting closer.
No, but now in the tree line you see 3 more.
Jesus.
Right. Well, if somebody would like to grab that body, and I'm going to fleetness dash to grab Hex and try to like carry her back away from this area.
Okay, and as you're trying to pull Hex, the voice coming out of Hex just proceeds to scream repeatedly, "Get out of my house, get out of my house."
Trying to, and I'm gonna keep like pulling back further away from this area.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I am going to grab the body and get that back out of, or try and get that back to the car and put it back in.
Okay.
I want to will my shadow out
Mm-hmm.
because I have an idea that it won't play nice with other things. So I'll make a rouse check and then pull my shadow over me so no wraiths get on me.
Okay.
I'm gonna get hungry.
Okay. But you do successfully manage to cloak yourself in your shadow.
Okay. And I'm just following the rear to make sure that we can get out.
Okay. And so you're pulling Hex along,
Yeah,
pulling...
back.
She is fighting you. And as you break out of the tree line, Hex, your vision suddenly comes back. And Aaron, you see as Antonio fades into the tree line.
Hex, are you okay?
I remember getting hit, and yeah, that's about it. Cold.
We are not coming back to this place.
No.
I am going to talk to O'Donnell and Mendez, see if they would come by. They have some more experience with this than I do. Maybe putting a bit of a buffer here. And if somebody we don't like wants to come and see us, maybe we steer them this way.
It's an option. Can someone pop the trunk so I can get this back in the car?
Just gonna grab the key,
Yeah.
release you since you're good now, and just keys,
Okay.
trunk.
I'm feeling just kind of like a little shaken, but I don't think I remember anything that happened after. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a bit of a empty feeling now.
I'm gonna try and get that into the trunk, and I'm gonna pull out my phone. I'm gonna text Mel and ask her if everything is okay at the house.
Everything's.
I'm literally, I'm like sitting at the like dining room table with my phone and like with a blood bag and like just looking through a dossier and like.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
vibing.
Mark has been texting you Wikipedia pages of
Yeah.
politicians that he's partial to.
Yeah, I'm making notes and all that, and I look at the message and I'm,
The most standout at the moment is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
yeah, that makes sense to me. And I will be looking through her, her various social media platforms and stuff. And what was the message again? What did it say?
Just making sure everything is okay at the house.
Yes, ellipses, question mark, send.
I'm just gonna text back, just checking.
Are you good to drive? Or
I mean,
I'm just gonna go back to fucking off. So,
yeah, I'm not quite hungry. I feel weird, but yeah, if we can just get out of here and maybe fill me in on the so many seconds I was gone.
Look at that.
we'll recap, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Yeah, let's
I'm gonna get into
How
the passenger seat and I'm gonna be texting O'Donnell and Mendez about spirit warding.
I'm gonna send another text to Mel before we drive over, just saying, just meet us back down at the garage. Change of plans.
Okay. And so you guys do drive back up to the house. Anton, you get a message back from O'Donnell that says, "Did Proctor get there already?" Question mark.
And I'll reply, not at the house. Was she headed this way?
And you get a reply back pretty quickly that just says, "I asked her to meet me. She said that she had something to take by your house first, so I figured she was already there."
I'm just gonna look over. You okay?
Possibly. I'll text back. Good to know. Circle back on spirit warding, and I'm going to text Proctor. O'Donnell said you had something for me.
And you're gonna get a text back that says, it's an auto reply that says, "I'm currently driving, leave a message."
That was my message. We may be joined by Proctor. Maybe. Not sure.
You're quick. Wow, that's timely.
Yeah. Wasn't my intention as a side effect of
I'm
this.
sure. Let's just get this back here before she gets here.
Mm-hmm. And I'm texting Mendez as well. It's just like,
Aaron, do you still have Oblivion side up?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach the house, you do catch the two ghosts that you're more familiar with, that you have seen around, but they are standing outside the garage, just waiting.
would I see these with sentient scene, or are they the same kind of wraiths that are just...
Same kind of wraiths.
I walk over to them,
Mm-hmm.
strike up a conversation, and say, "We found these bodies. Where should we put them?"
And I'm on my way out to the garage, and I just see him talking to nobody.
No, I'm very nearby, and I see him
Yeah.
talking to nobody. I'm like,
So you all see Aaron just start
hello?
talking
Yeah,
to
we
Air.
pulled up. We're just kind of like, yeah, okay. Anyone?
So the eldest of the wraiths looks to the wall where a book falls off of a shelf and slides across the floor in front of you. And it's a travel log. And it flips open to a picture of Italy. And the other one just shakes his head, and a rack in the garage falls off the wall.
What is he doing? Why is he breaking stuff?
He is not. He is talking to something, and
There.
What happened to you? What?
We saw some spirits.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. At the
Oh, man.
he saw some spirits.
at the graveyard. Yes, I saw some spirits at the graveyard.
We heard some, and this one got a taste.
There are 2 with us right now, but they are not hostile at the moment.
Well, did they just do that? Because that seems pretty hostile.
They did not possess us or attack us or choke us.
There
at the
are 2
moment.
here.
Somebody got choked?
There are 2 here right now,
Yes.
in front of you.
Yes.
I'm just gonna look. Again, I still sense the unseen. I'm still looking, and I'm seeing nothing. Why can't I see you? Usually, I can see you.
A potted plant goes flying from in front of the house to smash against the house.
All right, this does not seem not hostile. I was down to help you guys. Whatever we need, can we get out of here, please? Because that'd be great.
Hold on. Are you done talking to them, or are they still?
They're fine. Just don't instigate them.
Cool. Let's just go somewhere else. How about
The
that?
No,
book-
before we do that, we need
The
to
book
get...
lifts a bit and drops back down to the picture of Italy.
What is this?
I pick up the book, staying on the page, and show it to the group. This
And-
is where they want us to take the remains.
I do not exactly have my frequent flyer miles anymore.
And not to mention, that's a customs bitch.
Also, somebody got choked? What happened? Like, is that what I missed? Are you guys okay?
We're
We're as well as we can be. You are upright and not.
I didn't even go,
currently-
and I am not okay. Can
good
we
news.
just
We're going to
please-
Italy, apparently.
There's no possible way we're going to Italy.
But we need to get these back down in the basement before Proctor apparently is showing up. Guess what? We have guests.
I mean, I don't give a shit
much
if she.
of it.
I don't give a shit if she knows, but yeah, just. I have no feasible idea of how to get them to Italy, but will that appease them?
It will appease one of them. There are 2, and the other one was the one that dropped the rack. So for right now, let's put that thing where it was.
That person.
All
yes.
of them.
The statues of plastic, and
Flesh.
leave them, drape them for Proctor. Leave them where they are for now.
Okay.
Okay.
In the truck?
No,
No, we have to bring them back downstairs.
yeah.
Apparently.
Okay.
And we will just.
And you hear a
Do that.
voice coming around from inside the house going, "Hello?
Is it
Hello?"
recognizable
Where was
voice?
Mark in all this? It's
Yeah.
It is Proctor.
If
And you do hear Mark go, hi,
If you
who
all
are
would,
you?
If you all would like to, handle
Better
this.
question, who the fuck are you?
he's with me, and if you would like to handle this, please, I'll
and
I'll
I'm
go
gonna
in.
go over and
Fantastic.
I'm gonna go inside and intercept Proctor.
What? Why are we stuck moving?
Just grab some bodies.
I'm gonna go, usher Mark off and join.
Mark's like, oh, she's a bigwig.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's fine. Just
Yeah.
do some work. Yeah, thank you.
Hi there.
Hi. Rough night, I take it?
Wanted to do some moving and redecorating.
Aaron, why are there marks on your neck?
People had a different
These
idea.
are not visible marks to any of you.
People had a different idea. What marks?
You can't see that? I figured they can't, but
I grab Thomasina's arm,
Don't.
I'm just. Again, I still have sense the unseen up. Am I seeing anything on this? Mm,
Proctor's gonna reach up and move your shirt a bit and go, yikes. You have wraiths.
we do. I cannot see them. He can,
Yeah, they're probably really fucking old.
and apparently you can.
I can't see them right now, but I can see some residual around his neck.
And I cannot, but you can. Are you seeing the marks on yourself?
Yeah, I'm much older than you.
That are there?
I haven't looked. I can't see my own neck.
can't see them.
He also can't even see his reflection, y'all.
Did I come at a bad time?
You came at the end of a bad time.
Are you here by yourself?
What's that supposed to mean?
Just curious.
Yes, I'm by myself.
Good.
O'Donnell said that you were bringing something by when I was texting him.
Yeah, because some people can't text. And she gets in her pocket and pulls out an envelope and hands it to Mel. And the envelope, when you open it, it has a handwritten message that says, please meet me at the Waffle House. And there's a little asterisk that says Elysium beside it. And there is an address for a Waffle House, and it is signed Alejandro.
Jesus, motherfucker. Why?
Why,
You do this to me, storyteller.
So you are extending an invitation then for a friendly meeting.
He wishes simply for a conversation with Mel, as he wants to have a conversation with everyone, and I am merely facilitating that since he cannot text. I'm sure you're becoming accustomed to that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Thank you for the message.
I do what I can.
We will talk about it later.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to stay for a little while?
It sounds like you guys might need me.
I personally
got
would
a
be very
point.
grateful for that.
If you would be so kind, I can show
Do
you.
you need ghosty help?
I was messaging O'Donnell and Mendez about this, but if you are willing, I would appreciate it.
I'll ward the house if you want.
It's
What
the one
about these two?
It's the one thing I can't touch. These two what?
I can feel something, and I can tell that there are two of them right here.
Ah, yes. Aaron says that they are non-confrontational.
Tell that to the pot.
I'm just trying to not do a ward in front of someone and get myself in trouble.
Understandable. I do not know if we need to keep things out of the house yet, as that has not currently been an issue, but perhaps not crossing a certain threshold.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can talk to them, please ask them their favorite entrance. I'll leave that one alone.
Okay.
I'll guard everything else and hope they don't work as a group.
There is that. And we can go from there if we have other things. And perhaps I will need to come by the Chantry at some point to expand my warding repertoire.
Oh, fantastic. You're actually going to be a Tremere. Wonderful.
It's the only one thing I can't do a ward against. So,
Yeah, well, Cornelius misses you.
hmm.
I realize that all of you don't understand what I'm doing. It's not really your business to understand what I'm doing. The only thing that I will ask the rest of you is to pretend like you agree with what I'm doing. Otherwise, it's not going to fucking work. Do we have an accord?
Yeah.
That means going to a fucking Waffle House with him.
Not going to work.
You should know I'm smarter than you think I am.
There was never a question.
You're going to go to the Waffle House. It's the only true neutral zone between all kindred, werewolves, changelings, mages, everything.
Thanks to Prince Talbot and his eccentricities.
As he says, we are all equal in the eyes of Waffle House.
Said.
Yes. Thankfully.
We'll go.
Thank you.
Yes. I'd like to talk more later, but yes.
All right, I'll get to warding. Aaron, please talk to your ghosty friends.
And the rest of us can do the heavy lifting.
Yep.
Thank you.
Heavy lifting what?
Would you?
No, she has warding to do, but
That's true.
you will have a show. I will show you the downstairs later. A possible second Athenium, if I can make things work out.
All right. And that is where we are going to leave off for this week. We will be joined next week by a very special guest. So we will see you all then. Take care, stay safe. Don't forget to register to vote. You can check your voter registration at your local area and make sure that you make your voice heard this November. Take care and good night. Bye.